In this video, we are going to show you the perfect itinerary for Ecuador. One of the questions we get the most is how to build a logical itinerary through the country of the four worlds, leaving the historic capital in the Andes, passing through the famous Avenue of Volcanoes, going down to the entrance of the Amazon, and ending in the most beautiful colonial city in South America. Many people think Ecuador is just Galapagos, but the mainland is spectacular and affordable. To see the basics rushing, you need 6 days. But to do the complete route from the mountains to the south, calmly visiting crater lakes and swinging at the end of the world, we recommend at least 8 to 9 days. That is why we prepared a super complete 8-day itinerary crossing mainland Ecuador, detailed day by day. So let us get started. What is the best time to visit Ecuador? The country is on the equator, so the climate is constant, but in the Andes there are dry and rainy seasons. The best time to do this mountain route is from June to September, which is the dry season. The sky turns blue, the volcanoes appear without clouds, and the roads are great. From October to May, rains are more frequent, especially in the afternoon, but nothing that prevents the trip. Remember that despite being a tropical country, Quito and the volcano region are very high, and it gets cold at night. And how many days to stay? To cross from Quito to Cuenca or Guayaquil, visiting everything on the way, the ideal is 8 to 10 days. Less than that, you will spend all your time inside the car. Now let us talk about transportation. How to get around on this route. To arrive, you fly to Mariscal Sucre Airport in Quito. Internal logistics are curious. The roads are beautiful but full of curves and mountains. Renting a car is an option if you have experience driving in the mountains, but traffic in cities is aggressive. An excellent and widely used option there are hop-on-hop off tourist bus, passes like Ecuador Hop, which pick you up at the hotel door and stop at attractions. Another cheap option is regular buses, but they do not stop at viewpoints. For total freedom, hiring a private driver is cheaper than you imagine. Now let us get to the day by day. Day 1. The capital in the clouds and gold. Arrive in Quito. The city is at 9,300 feet altitude, so take it easy. Take an Uber or transfer to the hotel in the modern region of La Carolina or La Mariscal to have dinner and rest. Start the day exploring the historic center of Quito, which is the best preserved in Latin America. Visit the Plaza Grande to see the presidential palace. Enter the Church of the Company of Jesus. It is the most impressive attraction in the city, with the interior entirely covered in gold leaf. It is jaw-dropping. Go up to the Virgin of Panecillo viewpoint to have a panoramic view of the city surrounded by volcanoes. End the day at La Ronda Street, a charming pedestrian street full of crafts and where you can taste the wind, empanada, which is giant. Day 2. The middle of the world and inhabited crater. In the morning, go to the Ciudad Mitad del Mundo complex, which is 30 minutes from the center. Take the classic photo with one foot in the northern hemisphere and the other in the southern on the yellow line. Golden tip. Also visit the Inn Museum, which is next door. That is where they do the fun experiments like balancing an egg on a nail or seeing water swirl in opposite directions, proving you are at latitude 000. In the afternoon, take a trip to the Pulalahua volcano crater. It is one of the only volcano craters in the world that is inhabited. There are people living inside and farming. The view from the viewpoint is beautiful. Day 3. The perfect volcano. Cotopaxi. Leave Quito, heading south on the Pan American Highway, known here as the Avenue of Volcanoes. The main stop is Cotopaxi National Park. Cotopaxi Volcano is a perfect and active snow cone, one of the highest in the world. You can drive to the parking lot at 14,000 feet and hike to the Jose Rivas Refuge in the snow. The walk is short, but air is lacking and the heart races. Drink coca tea. Visit the Limpio Pungo Lagoon at the foot of the volcano to see wild horses and take incredible photos with the mountain reflection in the water. Sleep in one of the historic haciendas in the Lasso or Latacunga region for a colonial experience. Staying in a good region will make your trip much easier. The strategy in Ecuador is to mix modernity in big cities with charm in the mountains. In Quito, the best region is near La Carolina Park. Is safe, has malls, restaurants, and nightlife. The historic center is beautiful by day, but deserted and dangerous at night. In Baños, stay in the city center to walk to restaurants, or in spa hotels that are on the slopes overlooking the volcano. In Cuenca, the historic center is safe and mandatory. Staying in a restored old mansion there is a unique experience. We created this personalized map that explains exactly which is the best region in each of these cities. Staying in this marked area, you cannot go wrong. We will leave here on the screen QR code and in the video description the link to this map. We created them on the hotel site we always use, as it always has the best prices and free cancellation. And remembering that in this link below, we always organize everything you need to set up your entire trip for the lowest price. The sites we use to build our trips and that have everything much cheaper, such as international eSIM, cell phone, chip to have internet on the road, discounted travel insurance tickets for tours, good and cheap hotels we have already stayed at, and the global account to carry dollars, which is the official currency there. Save this page in your favorites. Day 4. The Emerald Lagoon. Quilatoa. Today is the day to see one of the most beautiful landscapes in the Andes. Head to the Quilatoa Lagoon. It is an emerald green or turquoise blue lagoon, depending on the sun, which sits inside the crater of an extinct volcano. The view from the top viewpoint is surreal. You can hike down to the water edge. It takes about 30 minutes down and an hour up, or you can go up by mule. After the lagoon, take the road towards the city of Baños de Agua Santa. The landscape changes from dry mountain to lush vegetation as you are descending towards the Amazon. Day 5. Adventure and swing at the end of the world. Baños. Baños is the adventure capital of Ecuador. Start the day on the route of the waterfalls. You can rent a bike or go by Chiva, a colorful open bus. The main attraction is Pailón del Diablo. It is a waterfall with brutal force. You go down trails and stone stairs to get face-to-face with the waterfall. Prepare to get wet. In the afternoon, go to the Casa del Arbol. That is where the famous swing at the end of the world is located. You swing over a precipice overlooking the active Tungurahua volcano. It is the most famous photo of Ecuador on Instagram. At night, relax in the volcanic hot springs that give the city its name. Day 6. Inca Ruins and Scenic Road. Today is a long road day heading south. You will leave Baños towards Cuenca. It is about a 5 to 6 hour drive, but the road is beautiful. Make a strategic stop at the Ingapirca Ruins. It is the most important Inca archaeological site in Ecuador. There you see the Temple of the Sun, built with perfectly fitted stones without cement in the same style as Cusco. Arrive in Cuenca at the end of the day. Cuenca is considered by many the most beautiful and European city in the country. Day 7. Colonial Charm and Hats. Cuenca. Take the day to explore Cuenca on foot. Visit the Cathedral of the Immaculate Conception. New cathedral with its giant blue domes. Go up to the cathedral terrace to see the view. Walk along the banks of the Tomabamba River, which cuts through the city with beautiful green areas. Visit the Toquilla Straw Hat Museum. A curiosity, the famous Panama hat is actually invented and made in Ecuador. You will see how they are woven by hand and can buy an original one for a great price. Have dinner at one of the restaurants on Calle Larga. Day 8. Cajas National Park and Coast. If your return flight leaves from Guayaquil, today is the day of the final crossing. Leave Cuenca and cross Cajas National Park. It is an Andean tundra region full of lagoons and low vegetation that looks like Scotland. The road passes at 13,000 feet altitude and is spectacular. After the park, the road begins to descend the mountain range towards the coast. In a few hours, you go from the cold of the mountain to the humid heat of the tropics and banana plantations. Arrive in Guayaquil, visit the Malecon 2000 on the banks of the Guayas River, and the colorful neighborhood of Las Peñas before going to the airport. An important tip is to buy tickets for attractions in advance. Train tours like the Devil S Nose are temporarily suspended, but check if they have returned to operation near your trip. We will leave in the QR code on the screen and in the description the link to the site we always use to book safe experiences. Quick shopping tips. Ecuador uses the US dollar, which makes it very easy. No need to exchange money, just bring small bills. What to buy? Chocolate Ecuador has the best cocoa in the world. Brands like Pacari, our award-winning Panama hat. In Cuenca and alpaca textiles if you go to the Otavalo market. Mandatory documentation for international tourists. To enter Ecuador, you generally need a valid passport. No visa is required for US citizens. Vital attention. The yellow fever vaccine is mandatory if you are visiting the Amazon, and they may ask for the international certificate at immigration. For this classic Andean itinerary, they generally do not ask, but we recommend having it. And remembering travel insurance. Ecuador has high altitudes that can cause sickness. Medical costs are in dollars and expensive. We never travel without it. And in the link in the description there is the comparator we use. And how much does it cost to eat in Ecuador? It is cheap. An executive lunch almuerzo costs between $3 to $5. A good dinner costs between $15 and $20. Try the locro de papa potato soup with cheese, and if you have the courage, Kai roasted guinea pig, which is a typical dish in the Andes. If you liked this detailed itinerary, like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much and safe travels.